Hello everybody. Hope everybody's doing alright. Yeah, we got 7 people already. Starting off well. How's your week been? Dr. Val is open for consultations. I like that. I should put it next stream. As the doctor letting his creative chooses. No, please do not trust Bear's advice. Never. Anyway, what are we doing today? So, I got a couple ideas. We still have some commissions to work on for this Peculiar Children, so we might do this one real quick, just to like get the juices flowing, as Bear says. Maybe send that. Get the creative juices flowing. And then I thought we might work on a new creature, something a little bit different, a little bit new for a project I can't really announce yet. Well, a little thing. It might end up in nothing, but it would be cool anyway. Painticus, thank you for that follow. And hello, pee pee poop, poop whatever that is. Thank you, I really appreciate that. And thanks for the follow. Yeah, okay, so I think we're gonna start with this, and it's a pretty simple edit. This, if you haven't seen, it's for a series of commissions. Thank you, Blackout, for that follow. It's for a series of commissions that I did recently. I'm just gonna show you the here, Peculiar Children. It's all about children with like strange powers and like weird things like being half frog or making things levitate, having extra arms, stuff like that. So we're doing some extra ones as a stretch goal for the Kickstarter campaign. How about a well-behaved? that is too out there, Bear. I don't think it'll be too realistic. So this is a kid that can summon storms and stuff like that can control weather. So I found this like really cute picture where a kid like roller skating with some pillows on him, and it just has that mischievous face. And then I found some pictures of a tornado. So I mean the concept is pretty simple. The manipulation is pretty simple. Yeah, there's not that much more to do here. It's a simple matter of just cutting him away and doing some matching so everything matches better. I mean, it matches pretty well already. I can see that the values are pretty well distributed. Maybe I'll turn off the blacks a little bit and we should be good. Maybe do some new shadow instead of the one we have here. Some more like less specific shadow. Yeah, we'll see. For now we're gonna cut this. It's a pretty simple job. This is well, I guess it's more like dirt. Okay, so I got a few pictures of tornadoes, and so this too might work better. This is just the one I had in the background. So this is an airport like landing strip, but this one won't work for this specific crop. It would need to be cropped differently, which I don't think they'll mind, but true, Bear, true. I think the ideal here might be maybe mixing these two together. Can get a better result. Thank you, Pegasus Blur. They don't have the same perspective. It is the same tornado, but I mean, we could make it work. We can just expand this. That is true. Or another option, of course, is just changing the ground. So we're taking maybe this ground and putting it here. That might actually be the smartest choice here. So let's do that. Okay, so first thing, we're gonna just cut the ground here. Pretty simple thing. Just a polygonal lasso. Make sure we don't get any of the edges. We'll have to make it a little bit less bright. It's a bit too bright here. It's wise beyond his years. God, that is a compliment. He jumps over the cracks. Of course. He's good at roller skating. I think we can just expand this. Hopefully the quality won't be too bad. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it does a trick. We need to just darken it a little bit and then feather that upper edge so it's a bit softer. Send you an invoice. By the way, there's an Amazon boycott going on, so today I would advise, if anyone wants to get anything to support me, which I always appreciate, you know that, do so through Coffee, which you have a link below, instead of using bits and subs. I would appreciate that. Doctors make a lot of money. I mean, let me know where. Also, I'm not a practicing doctor yet. The only source of income is art at this point. Which peculiar children? We are doing a kid that can summon storms and tornadoes. Well, yeah, in Norway, Bear. I'm not gonna move to Norway. I'd love to. Doctors in Spain, I mean, we have a good medical system, but doctors are not very well treated. We definitely don't get as much money as most countries, which is a shame. I think we have very good doctors here. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of object selection here. I just did a rough cut because I wanted to see if the perspective matched more or less. I think it does. I mean, yeah, if you take it like this, maybe not perfectly, but it's good enough that if we just cut it, our brains will fill out the gaps. Hey, man. Very angry Spanish women. Hey, don't make stereotypes out of us. Rude. That puffy thing around his waist. It is. It's some pillows. And I love that he's roller skating with pillows. I guess it's the kid that's just learning. And I thought, like, maybe we can remove them, but it's kind of fun, right? A kid that can summon tornadoes and like super dangerous things, but still wears some pillows around his waist when he's roller skating. I thought it was pretty ironic. So I think let's skip them. Even if it isn't too clear what they are, I think it's more fun. Yeah, you're right, Aetherus. Oh, Photoshop wasn't great here. It was expected. It's not a very easy picture to cut for an AI. We'll just do what we can, and the rest we'll just cut manually. This tool is great. It's great as a starting point. Just saves a lot of work. See, the face didn't do great, but we can do better. And I'm gonna have to kind of blur it around the hair. Yeah, most likely. So we're gonna do properties here and we're just gonna reduce the density a little bit so we can see what's behind, you know? It's a bit easier than just going around and turning it off and on constantly. You can just adjust it to check where you're cutting. Gotta sleep soon. You? You never sleep soon. You okay? Protect his Gorian area. He's the last of his family. It's like some overprotective parents. I like that too. It's, you know, typical summer job for kids. Making a little extra money to buy some video games. Well, I guess it's a bit earlier for video games. To buy some like wooden toys or something. The cool new wooden horse everyone has. Okay, this part is better cut. Oh, I'm doing it the other way around. There we go. This part's better. Feet are actually fairly good. I love old school roller skates. Just have classes. Oh. Good luck with that. I know it's not easy. Someone who lives in a nighttime schedule. It just spins around really fast. I like that. Yeah, he's in his roller skates, just does a little spin and runs away before the tornado gets him. Classical childhood things, you know? By the way, for those that didn't get to see the new puppy that we got, you'll get to see her this stream. She's sound asleep right now, so I don't want to wake her up. But she's gonna have to like get up to go to the toilet and stuff later, so I'll show her to you guys. It's gonna be puppy cam moment. Tomorrow is just graphical computing. Oh yeah, I get that feeling of just like falling asleep through classes. 1920s typewriter. Oh, will you send that to me? I'd love to have an actual typewriter to do old documents with. So here, if you ever stop knitting it, I'm just gonna soften this edge because it looks very hard. Puppy cam. Not yet, not yet. Let her get some sleep. She's basically like hyperactive. She never stops. So when she falls asleep, it's a great relief for everybody. Okay, there's some like stray hairs. I'm not even gonna try to get them, I think. Always half a ton. That's fair. I'd love a typewriter though. At some point I'll get an actual like old typewriter. If the keys are slightly messed up, that's even better. This adds to the charm. Okay, we got... And the good thing about... So one thing I advise, if you're gonna cut one picture and put it on another one, you're gonna save yourself a lot of work if you just like cut it directly on top of the background you want. Because there's gonna be some things like, yeah, this cut here isn't perfect, but we can go a little bit outside of it, and it's not like this part isn't cut, right? But it's barely noticeable. So you can afford to be a little bit more sloppy. The only problem is if later I say, oh, I gotta move this, here, and this thing I cut suddenly stops making sense, right? Because it made sense here. Now here it doesn't. So if you move things, you gotta be careful. Find one at a resale shop. Yeah, and might be able to find one from my grandparents, like if they kept it. I know they used to have one. I don't know where they would keep it. They gotta ask them. Okay, I think the cut is pretty decent. Perspective-wise, I think since I'm a little bit unsure, because since we have a lot of just empty space, it's kind of hard to determine like how far away this ground is, which can work to our advantage. Like maybe we can go a little bit bigger even. Or even put that out of frame. I don't think that's as fun, because you don't see the roller skates. I think that's part of the charm here. Do you guys think this works? Perspective-wise? Without accounting for the shadow or something. Or does it look huge? Decorative katana. That's cool. Okay, we're gonna do... I think we're just gonna do kind of basic soft shadow for this. Just under him. I mean, it's just implied. And one of the notes I got from the one that's creating the RPG, because this is for an RPG, by the way, for those who are joining in, called Peculiar Children. So for the ones who's creating the RPG said, oh, for the next batch, it's not going to be so promotional. It's going to be more. It's going to be more just for the booklet. The powers could be more subtle in this one. So we're gonna do a few more subtle ones, which is why I'm not showing all of them on stream, because I don't think that's as interesting to show you guys. But over there. Minutes from a horrible death. I mean, I think that the big difference is just laughing. So I think I didn't cut the face too well here. Gonna do a soft brush. So yeah, the idea with this one is to leave it implied that this kid created the tornado. I'm also gonna draw some shadows like on him to make sense with the shadow that we're drawing there. Okay, and after we're done with this shouldn't take too long. Just a few more minutes. After we're done with it, we're gonna do a little bit of a different project, and I kind of want your input and your collaboration with this, because we're gonna be making a new cryptid, kind of like we did with Hellkite. Instead, we're just gonna make it up on the spot. So, yeah, gonna ask for your input there. Oh, sewing machine, that's cool. And that little cryptid we create is gonna come into play in a possible sort of projects that might come out in the next few weeks or so. And if it doesn't, we'll still have a new cryptid. So it's a win-win. Just trying to make soft shadows, pretty basic. So the light doesn't look as directional, because right now the light is just coming from here. Yeah, I think I have one of those old Singer sewing machines. Okay, that's some basic shadows. I'm gonna reduce that a little because it might be too strong. Same with the ground one. We're gonna do some levels on the kid. I think the ground below him just needs to be darker. I think I didn't go far enough. It's like lower contrast. Thank you for that follow. Oh, how do you pronounce that? Guinao. Sorry, I'm terrible at pronouncing. If that wasn't made clear already. Yeah, if you guys wanna like give me input later for the cryptid we're gonna make. Get thinking maybe on some pitches or concepts. If you got any, we'll be working through them. We're gonna do some lights just on the other layer. Just want the edge of the hair here to just be a little bit more faded. So I'm just gonna add a touch of light there. Well, I'll give you a no thinking pass. You don't have to worry about thinking. Okay, how about some scratches and the like? I thank you, Meatball Sender 13. Good name. So I just downloaded a lot of like grunge textures. I unfortunately cannot share it with you because it's like one of those little packs that you gotta buy, but I think it might be pretty useful for this kind of old pictures because you can just add this, maybe just on screen or something. Pretty useful, you know, just adding a bunch of little scratches that might look good on old pictures. And I might add one just for the kid because I do want some scratches showing. Just like that. Yeah, that should do it. Hey, I'm destroying old photos. Don't worry, the original is still always gonna be there. Okay, still needs a little, some touches here. Noticing some edges. Just gonna do it manually. Just soften those a little bit. Reduce that small edge that they have. And that should do it. Okay, we're also gonna add some general touches to everything. Yeah, I always work non-destructively. It's important. Those not familiar with photo manipulation and just like editing in general, working non-destructively is working in a way in which you're not losing the original information. So for example, just gonna do a very quick example, right? I got this picture, and let's say just a picture I got off the internet. Say I wanna just isolate the kid and cut it out into a different picture. So one might do just an edge in whatever way they prefer. It's gonna pretend I'm doing it well here. And they might just say, I'll delete the rest. And now it's just one layer, as you can see there, which is just that little kid, you know? Just that face. But everything that's around it, you've lost. That's lost information. If you want to recreate it, if you say, oh, I needed a little bit more of that ear there, you got to go back to the original, redo it all over again. When you work non-destructively, you'll do the same thing, like you'll select whatever you want to select, but you'll put it as a layer mask so that it's still a layer with a kid, but every bit of information is still there. So that's what working non-destructively is. And it's very important if you're doing composites like mine. And every time I see a photographer that just does retouching, doesn't do like complicated composites, like just doing the skin, doing the like the general levels and stuff, they never work, or a lot of them don't work non-destructively, and it just makes my blood boil off with his head. So anyway, that's working non-destructively. So I think we might just increase the contrast a little bit. Because maybe we want this to pop a little bit more. Then, of course, we want to add some noise, which I could have done before in a single layer. As you can see, the noise here is different to this one. So we're just going to add some kind of grain that encompasses everything so that they'll match. So it's going to be pretty large to match this one. So we're comparing it. Bark Boy was left in the in the sidelines for now. Might come back to it, but I think I'll do it at the end. Clap! How are you doing? Yeah, I can read from your name. I would have guessed. Hope you're doing well. It's very nice to be able to go to a party, edit and do changes or remove. Yeah, exactly. Keeps an eye on Klepto. As you should. Okay, a little bit of vignettes. Just feather it quite a bit. That's all the changes we did. But looking at how this is coming out, I do want to do something. And it's gonna hide this layer. We're gonna go back to the tornado picture, to this one here. Well, we can see that the other kid there. And we're gonna do some levels because I kind of wanna. I want to darken this a little bit. I want to make it a bit more dramatic. So I think that might do the trick. So I'll just reapply that same filter we just did. We'll compare it to the other one. Yeah, that's definitely more dramatic, isn't it? Well then, now I think it might be a bit too dark overall, so we'll just dial that back a little bit. I parked in the wrong tree. Yeah, it all depends on the scan, to be honest. And if it's a scan of a negative, you can just change everything. Okay, what if we add also a little bit of age there? Just a touch. And yeah, exposure, we're just gonna bring it back up a little. While maybe keeping the highlights down, because I don't want it to be that white. And that's one kid. I mean, there's probably some minor edits that I'm gonna come back and do, but in general, I think that covers it. Oh, there is one thing we do need to do now that I realize. So this is like wet concrete. So we would need to do some shadow of the tornado and of the kid. And it's not a shadow, it's just like a lack of reflection. It's kind of blocking the sky that's below it. So I think that would make sense. We did that. So what I'm gonna do is just copy the tornado, flip it vertically, put it down here just on top of this, as if it was like just a super reflective lake. And then just gonna show it in the area that we need. Right, we're gonna put this on darken, I think. And we're gonna just blur the hell out of it. And levels, just kind of darken everything. There we go. Kind of want it to show up here too. That's not really what I want. So I'll just do the same thing with the blend if. Okay, I bet it's gonna look better once we add that filter on top. I just want like the idea of the tornado, like the same reflection down below there. And with the kid here, I'm just gonna add a separate layer to the shadow so they're independent. And that I'm just gonna draw manually. Right, we sort of want a very soft. Just gonna draw it a bit stronger, and then just there we go. Alright, so now when we add this, because this looks like very blurry on a very noisy surface, so I think once we add the noise and everything, it's just gonna look, yeah, looks better. Just that little touch. I think it adds some realism. Or maybe just we just reduce it a touch. It's looking a bit too strong. That's better. Alright, that's our kid. There he goes. Just rolling away. Gonna group all this, just call it Tornado Kid, I guess. Okay. Great. Got a little bit of work done for a commission. I basically got 2 commissions left to do at this point, which are the kids and an album cover, which I still haven't really found the picture for, so I can't really start with it. Actually, this is it. Okay, so we're gonna just save this. Then we're just gonna make a new file. Very bright. What's that? I think this would be weird border on the reflection. Might be right actually. Just fix it the lazy way. I think it's mostly over here. Hope that helps. Fade outline is a bit too sharp. That may be true. Just a touch. Hold on, I'm just gonna zap that little edge away. That'll do it. And let me... Okay, I think I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna merge. There we go, I'm gonna make a smart object. And I'm gonna add some Gaussian blur, not that much. Right, so the Gaussian blur. Rounder. Hope you're doing well. Bear, you're the best critic today. I like that. I'm gonna reduce that a little. It's like some fake movement blur. That should help a little bit also. It's a touch more shadow below here. Should be a little better. I don't know, these kinds of little things are the ones I usually notice in post, as in post streaming, when I'm checking it again on the next day or whatever. Still on the button that's showing you off. I guess that depends on how reflective the surface is. But since we can just draw it with this, we can try. I want to leave like a suggestion or something here. That should be good. Oh, I think this is on. Hold on. There we go. Okay, but these kinds of little things I'll do tomorrow. This was just a little training, just get the wheels running, and now I think we're gonna do a crypto